Welcome to Healthy Grandpa Secrets and Him, where growing older means growing stronger. Let's make these years your healthiest yet.
His secret will shock you. Everyone thought Grandpa Joe wouldn't make it past 70. He had joint pain, high blood pressure, and even needed help walking. But today, at 92 years old, Grandpa Joe doesn't just walk, he hikes. He doesn't take 5 pills a day. He takes none. And he didn't age like everyone else around him. He broke the rules. The same rules doctors and so-called experts swore were necessary. So what did Grandpa Joe do? Why is he stronger, sharper, and healthier at 92 than most people are at 60? His story might just rewrite what we think we know about aging. Joe grew up in a small town where hard work and heavy meals were part of daily life. He spent decades eating bacon and eggs for breakfast, drinking coffee like water, and rarely going to the doctor. By 65, he was feeling the toll. His back ached, his knees were stiff, and his doctor told him it was time to slow down and start medications. Most people would have accepted that. Not Joe. He had just watched his best friend, Bill, pass away from complications related to too many medications and not enough movement. That hit Joe hard, and it woke him up. If I keep living like this, Joe said, I won't be around much longer. So he did something radical. He threw out the rule book. Literally. No more blindly following what the pamphlet said. He started researching longevity, not from mainstream TV, but from places like Okinawa, Sardinia, and from elders who actually lived past 100. And the first thing he discovered? Most long-lived people didn't obsess over diets or fitness trends. They focused on simplicity. Joe's first step was shocking. He stopped sitting for more than 30 minutes at a time. That's right. He put a kitchen timer next to his chair. Every 30 minutes, it went off, and he stood up. Sometimes he just stretched. Other times, he walked outside or did a few slow squats while holding onto the counter. Motion is lotion, he would say with a grin. And guess what? Within 30 days, his knee pain dropped by 50%. His back felt looser. He didn't feel stuck anymore. But that was just the beginning. Joe then turned to his diet, but not in the way you'd expect. Instead of cutting carbs or going vegan, he started eating like his grandfather did in the 1930s. Whole, unprocessed foods made from scratch. Breakfast? Oatmeal with cinnamon and chopped apples. Lunch? Lentil stew with olive oil, garlic, and carrots. Dinner? Grilled fish, leafy greens, and a small sweet potato. No calorie counting. No supplements. Just real food. He also started fermenting. Yes, fermenting. He made his own sauerkraut and yogurt. Why? Because he read a study linking gut health to longevity. Within weeks, his digestion improved, his bloating vanished, and he had more energy than he'd had in years. But here's where it gets really interesting. Joe added one daily habit that experts never talk about: cold exposure. Every morning, even in winter, he splashed his face with ice water. Then he'd take a 30-second cold shower. It wakes up the warrior in me, he joked. Cold exposure boosted his circulation, reduced his inflammation, and even helped with his sleep. But that's not all. Joe stopped watching the news. He said it made him tense, stressed, and filled with fear. Instead, he created what he called his peace bubble. No negativity in the mornings. Just birds chirping, classical music, or quiet reflection. And here's the result. Joe's blood pressure dropped to normal levels without medication. His doctor was stunned. His resting heart rate improved. His cholesterol balanced itself. But maybe the most powerful change of all, Joe rewired his brain. At age 70, he taught himself to play the harmonica. At 75, he learned how to use a computer. At 80, he joined a community garden and began teaching kids how to grow tomatoes. These weren't just hobbies, they were brain fuel. Scientists now know that neuroplasticity, our brain's ability to form new connections, doesn't stop at 60. It doesn't stop at 80 either. Joe became living proof. He kept his mind active, and in return, it kept him young. But he had one more secret, and this one might surprise you most. Every afternoon, Joe took a nap. Not a lazy 3-hour snooze, but a focused 20-minute rest right after lunch. That nap gave his brain time to reboot. It improved his memory, stabilized his mood, and helped him avoid the energy crashes most seniors face. He didn't feel lazy. He felt charged. Now, let's be honest. Joe wasn't perfect. He still ate desserts sometimes. He still forgot birthdays. He still had days where his knees popped or his back felt tight. But the difference was in how fast he bounced back. Resilience is youth, he said once. Not how you look, but how fast you recover. And Joe recovered fast, faster than people half his age. So what can we learn from Grandpa Joe? First, forget the idea that aging has to mean decline. It doesn't. Not if you challenge your body a little every day. Not if you feed your cells real food. Not if you keep your brain alive with curiosity. Second, stop treating aging like a diagnosis. It's not. It's a transition. One you can master with movement, mindset, and meaning. Third, never underestimate your influence. At 92, Joe didn't just change his own life. He inspired his children, his grandkids, his neighbors, even strangers at the grocery store. People started asking him questions. What do you eat? How do you stay so sharp? What's your secret? His answer was always